Hey, Raina.
Yes, Meg.
What do you call a European Bigfoot?
What?
A big meter.
Thought you were about to say a hairy motherfucker. Oh no.
Either works.
Either does.
Either works. But I'd rather make fun of us Americans and our
I know.
non-metric system.
Oh, now I get it. I didn't get it. You guys, I'm very street smart, not so much book smart.
That
not
makes
book
this better.
smart.
That
She's
makes
not
this
book
better.
smart. Let's be honest. Oh, which is fine, and I'm fine with being just straight up
fine.
street
That's
smart.
That's why we work well together.
It is.
That's why we work well
It's a great
together.
duo.
It is.
Anyways, welcome, y'all.
Hello and welcome to Lunatic Soup.
Yes.
This is a podcast where we go into all things weird, wild, and unknown. I said that backwards. Wild, weird, and unknown. I'm your host, Meg.
And I'm Raina.
Let's brew up some lunatic soup.
Let's go. All right.
Hey guys, thanks for coming back for episode 2.
Yes.
We launched episode 1 last week, and we actually had some really good feedback.
A lot of good feedback.
A lot of good feedback, and I'm pretty happy with it. I feel like it was okay. And
Same.
We're only going to go up from here.
I think our biggest thing was our first episode, which anybody could probably understand this, was us trying to figure out audio. The
my God.
literal trying to figure out how to get this up and live for people. And then we're also doing this while Mercury is in retrograde. And if you understand what that is, it just means that it like raises hell with like your life or electronics or anything. And so it's just made it difficult.
Have you seen that TikTok where they say Freddy's in the microwave?
Yeah, I always say that. I say, get Mercury out of the fucking microwave. God, but so like our last one, we finally got it up on Spotify after them giving us like literally it taking longer than what they said and all these things. And then the audio was not good on Spotify. So then we had to go back, readjust it for Spotify, but then it was fine on Amazon Music. So you guys,
we promise it's going to get better.
Yeah.
From here, it's just every episode is going to get better. Keep giving us feedback.
Yes, we want the feedback.
We're going to keep making this what you want to hear. We want people to keep coming back.
Yes, and we hope that we have the technical issues out of the way now. We've gotten it pretty okay, I think.
It will, yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Like we literally had somebody that listened to half of the episode, paused because they had to, because life, and
Yes.
they came back for more, and that meant the world.
That was one of my best friends from childhood, who I didn't advertise this to anybody that I knew because I knew this was like a trial run.
Yeah,
and
they
she
still
found it
us.
anyways, but it meant the world. She told me today, she was like, I found it and I listened to it and I was like, all right, I'll keep you.
Yes.
Anyways.
Yes. But I had some good feedback. Like I sent it to some friends, and they know to be honest with me.
Yeah.
And I feel like they'll be honest with me, and it was good. We'll just go up from here.
Yeah.
That's all we can do.
Yeah.
Right?
What are we talking about this week, Meg?
First we have to introduce our cider.
Oh shit. Yes, let's do that.
Yes. So we have a local haunt that we go to. It's called Fierce County Cider. It's in Pierce County.
Yes.
So Fierce County.
In Puyallup, Washington.
Puyallup.
If you know where that is.
Puyallup.
When
I moved here, I had no idea how to say that word.
Yeah, that's definitely a local thing you have to learn.
I think I said Puyallup.
Yeah. No one really knows unless you live here.
P-U-Y...
P-U-Y-A.
A-L-L-U-P.
I was just going to spell it for you. I had to read it.
I had to read it.
Oh, dear.
But this is a local cider company that we've gone to a few times.
It's probably our favorite local cider company.
I think so.
I would say so, yeah.
It's a very unique flavor. They brew it on their own. Like It's a husband and wife duo.
And they do it out of like where the cider house is. Like I was there today and the wife was there. She had her like full on galoshes. Is that what they are? Like the
Yeah,
and she was doing stuff.
I've never seen her.
Yeah, she was out there doing stuff while we were there. It was really cool.
Cool. So this is a hard cider. It says crafted in the 253, which is our area code.
It is.
In Pierce County.
Mm-hmm.
And the flavor we have today is Gin Cran.
Which is my favorite. So I went there earlier today with my friend Jacqueline, who I talked about earlier. And I got a flight just to try the various flavors. And we both agreed Gin Cran was our favorite of all of them today.
Okay.
Solid choice. But we also were there on May the 4th be with you.
I had the dark side.
Yes. And they always do like fun themes for holidays. And so they did May the 4th, they had the light side or the dark side. And I did the light side, she did the dark side. And dark side won.
It was lovely.
We got on that lunatic soup that night.
I mean, I got up and went to work the next day.
So did I. I had to work too, but oh God, it killed me. I died. I died. Anyways.
So when I first, we have it with our typical ice and lime in our lovely wine glasses.
'Tis a sour slut.
And it's a very tart cider.
Yeah, and we don't like sweet. So that's something that, like, if you're a sweet cider drinker, a lot of what we like is probably not going to be your cup of tea. However, we do enjoy a sweet one as long as you put lime in it and make it tart. Yeah. Yeah,
I just bought some that are going to be mid-sweet side, but we'll talk about that later. But this one is you can really taste the sour and the tartness at the same time. It's really good. I love it. Solid.
10 out of 10.
Yep.
Highly recommend.
Would recommend. And hopefully we'll be featuring Fierce Cider a lot because we love it. And we'll just kind of go through. And they have seasonal flavors.
Yeah, they do. They go, the first Cinco de Mayo, they had a margarita lime.
Oh, they did?
I had that today. It was good.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
Yeah, and we've been there before where they've had seasonal things. So the St. Patrick's Day, we went there and they had the green
glitter.
Green glitter. There was so much freaking glitter in that thing.
There was a lot of glitter.
But it was delightful.
Always delightful.
Always.
Yes.
All right, so that's our cider today. And that's our lunatic soup. So we have one more kind of, housekeeping that we have to get into. So on our last episode, it was about werewolves, and we talked about the lichen, and Raina had mentioned that maybe there was, a lichen from Harry Potter.
Right, and it was at that point that after the episode aired that we realized that we made a massive mistake. We owe everyone
snafu, if you will.
We owe everyone a huge apology.
And so, I don't think we are qualified. I love Harry Potter, but I don't think we're qualified for this. We are
most definitely not.
We had to bring in an expert.
So here we have my husband Tex, who is a extreme expert on Harry Potter. He, after hearing the episode when it aired, immediately texted us and told us we did a phenomenal job, but we fucked up one part. And so, babe, would you like to take it away and explain to the people what we did wrong?
Terrible boo-boo on your behalf right there. But I believe it went along the lines of something along Harry's godfather was the werewolf.
That's what I said.
But Harry's godfather is Sirius Black.
Which is not a werewolf.
He wasn't a werewolf. He turned into a dog.
Huge difference.
Big boo-boo.
Huge difference.
No.
I also like...
You needed to say that his Professor Lupin, was the werewolf.
Oh. Lupin lichen. Do you see what they did there?
Lichen,
you see what they did there?
And Sirius Black was just an animal.
Just a dog.
Oh man.
He just turned into an animal.
Just a dog.
So we were wrong.
Correct. Can you say that again?
That we were wrong.
Yes. And who was right?
You were clearly
yes.
right. I think he's been waiting for that his whole life.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Or our whole marriage.
Stay tuned for next week when I have to clear it up again.
Well, for the love of God, are you going to clear something up on,
cryptids?
Cryptids? Because that's our topic.
What is a cryptid? Tex?
I got to listen to it first and I'll let you know.
Do you know what a cryptid is?
Yeah.
What?
They're creepy.
And?
They're tids.
Tids?
Cryptids. That's how that came up. It's an old term from ancient...
You're full of shit, aren't you?
Shut the fuck up. All right. Go back to being dad.
I'm out.
We love you. Thank you for your input.
Thank you.
Thank you, kind Australian.
I'm out.
Go have a beer. See you later, alligator. She'll be right. All right. So now we have that out of the way. We apologize to all the potheads we offended, as in Harry Potter heads. That's what they're called, is potheads, isn't it? Is it Potterheads?
I've never heard that before.
I'm pretty sure it's like potheads or Potterheads. Again, I'm going to have to formally apologize to all the Harry Potter fans next week again.
Calling them potheads. So, given our joke earlier.
Yes.
About the Bigfoot big meter, what do you think we're going to talk about today?
Well, if I were a
we did
woman,
just talk about it.
I'm pretty sure we're talking about cryptids.
We did, because we just explained that to your husband.
We did.
So there's that.
We did.
Yeah, we're going to talk about cryptids today.
Hell yeah.
And when I was doing this episode, there's so many cryptids. I have so many books on my shelf about cryptids.
Because cryptids are your jam.
They're my jam. My dream in life is to become a professor in a college setting, a higher education setting, teaching a course on cryptids. So I have all these books on my shelf on cryptozoology, because every time I go to a bookstore, I go to that section and I find a book. Every time I hear a podcast and they recommend an author, I buy that book.
Yeah.
It's something that fascinates me. So there are too many to name in one episode. Yeah. I do not want one episode to encompass our cryptozoology, especially an episode so early on.
Right.
So we're going to have a series that's going to come out, not on a regular basis, but whenever we want to have one, and it's going to be Cryptid Campfires.
I love that.
So so today is our first Cryptid Campfire.
Well, and because there's so many cryptids to cover, it's like this could go on for centuries at this point, because
I have about 9 books on cryptids.
Perfect.
So
bring it on.
I think I mentioned this before to you, but like every culture has cryptids.
Yeah.
Like there's so many.
I think let's first go into what is a cryptid for people who are not fully aware of like what the definition of that is.
So to understand what a cryptid is, you have to understand what cryptozoology is. Have you heard that before?
Yes.
Cryptozoology. So the definition in the Merriam-Webster dictionary is the study of and search for animals, and especially legendary animals such as Sasquatch, usually in order to evaluate the possibility of their existence. That's a lot of words to say, is it real or not?
Yeah, essentially, it's like people who are going out and researching what people are saying they've seen, and they're trying to prove if it's real or not. Which we all know is like the biggest one we know is Bigfoot, Sasquatch.
Especially in the Pacific Northwest where we are. And we're going to get to the difference between Bigfoot and Sasquatch, because there's a difference.
Well, shit.
Don't even bring in the Yeti. I mean, come on.
Oh, good God.
Step down.
All right,
Step
I'm
down.
done. I have no knowledge on this basis. I know what a Yeti is if it's a cooler.
Naturally. Isn't your mic a Yeti?
Well, fuck.
Isn't it a Yeti?
Yeah, sure is. Just kidding. I know that too. It's like I know the movie Yeti. I mean, I know what a Yeti is. Well, but I guess they're different. So anyways, continue.
Yeah. So cryptozoology is the study.
Okay.
Cryptids are the subject.
Got it.
So we understand that, right?
Yes.
We live in the Pacific Northwest, as we've talked about a few times. And that's like
good old Washington.
I'm not from Washington, so stoked to come. Actually, in Vermont, where I grew up, we did my mother-in-law, who's the director of the Paranormal Investigators of New England.
Oh, hey.
Pine, if you will. You can Google him. They've done a Bigfoot search, and they've got castings.
Did they really?
They did.
I love that.
They did. So there are these humanoid hominid, whatever.
I thought it was humanoid, but I don't know.
Humanoid creatures all over the planet. We are on the opposite side of the country, and we still have the same type of creature, if it's real or not.
Right.
So because we're from the Pacific Northwest, and we will go into things in other parts of the country or the world, but because we're from the Pacific Northwest, let's think of Pacific Northwest cryptids.
I feel like that's a great starter, because there's so many from everywhere. It's like, start where we're at.
Yeah.
And also where we're at, we have some great ones that I feel like, I don't know, maybe we just know more about.
Any off the top of your head?
Well, obviously Bigfoot.
Obviously. I think Victoria Island, which is just north of us in British Columbia, Canada, is like the most Bigfoot sightings in the world.
I might have a Bigfoot story of my own from that place. I'm just saying.
Tell it. Now's the time.
Well, it's actually from Vancouver. It's not a good one, okay? A little self-conscious, but not.
Is it a personal one?
Yes.
Then it's a good one.
My family has property on the northern tip of Vancouver Island.
Which I still haven't been to.
Yeah.
And
we'll get there.
I will remind you every time.
I also haven't been since we've been friends, so you can't hold it against me.
Truth.
Thanks, COVID. Anyways, I'm going up there in like a month-ish, a month and a half. Super excited.
Are we that close to summer?
End of June I'm going. Yeah, so that's close.
Good Lord.
Yeah, as long as my kids get their passports. Because those are all expired. Anyways, and we have property up there that my grandpa bought in like the 60s. And it's very remote. When you're up there, there is no phone service. You only see the people that you're with. You're on this like big piece of land, you're very isolated. So you do not see anybody except for the people you are in our cabins with. There's no one else there.
Bring books, bring wine. And just chill.
Yeah, and you have to bring everything you want up there. So like all the food, all the booze, all the everything. We do have electricity and running water because they made it that way. My stepdad did a lot of that, which is fantastic. Anyways, but we have a cabin that is kind of built onto a hillside. And one time when we were up there in the middle of the night, my aunt saw something, watched someone go past the window and go and like rip apart our cooler area where we keep some of our food because there's not enough food in the inside fridge. We have like a couple fridges because you have to bring everything up there that you're going to eat for like a week.
Tall window?
The window would have been at least 7 feet tall.
Oh, okay.
And so she was reading a book at night. She saw it happen. She heard someone on the side. The next morning, she says to me, she's like, oh, did Tex, my husband, go around and like in the middle of the night? And we were staying at a cabin that's like across a river, which is like
But he's not 7 feet tall.
And he's not 7 feet tall. And it was like, after she said that to me, we both kind of looked at each other and were like, that couldn't have been him. What was it? And we all started questioning things. So like, while it's not an amazing Bigfoot story, it's a story of like, she watched something walk past her window and what could that have been? Like,
in the
what
middle
was
of
it?
the woods in
And
Victoria,
that ripped, and then it ripped
Columbia.
apart one of our coolers.
I say it was Bigfoot.
I mean, that's what I think.
So Bigfoot is, I mean, like I said before, most cultures have some sort of large humanoid creature. But in the Pacific Northwest in North America, it is called Bigfoot.
Yes.
Right? And it is said to be a very tall, 7+ foot, hair from head to toe, very large feet, hence the name, creature that they haven't been able to actually discover or prove in existence, but people like you and I have stories.
Yeah.
And I've met people with stories. I was at a coffee shop and I was wearing my Bigfoot hat, and these two older gentlemen were like, hey, have you ever seen Bigfoot? And I said, no, like, of course not.
Yeah.
Like, and they goes, oh, well, we hear them all the time. They worked up in the Cascade Mountains.
Right.
And they said that they would be out there at night and they'd hear them hollering back and forth to each other. It's a very specific sound.
I feel like it's one of those things where if you're a person who lives in a city and you've never experienced nature in that way and been out there in the middle of the woods and like felt something watching you, of course you're going to be like, yeah, it's bullshit. No one's caught it. It's not real. Go out in the woods, go out in the Cascades, and then let me know what you think.
So we going?
No, I'm not going squatching. I'm not chasing these.
I have a subscription to Cryptid Crate, and I'm sure if you're interested in cryptids at all, you know what that is. It's a monthly subscription, and you get a different cryptid every month, and you get little stuff. In fact, my little bag that I carry all my equipment in, it's
a cryptid bag.
Yeah, it's the reptile man. So in my Cryptid Crate last month, I got a license.
Oh, you sent it to me, and you said, and I was like, the fuck, and I thought it was real.
You
thought
it was real.
I was like, what the shit? I'm not going out looking for them.
And I said, well, you go to a haunted house with me, but you won't go squatching.
Okay, let me just be clear on the difference between these two things. A haunted house these are ghosties, spirits, entities, whatever. I can do my own like protection thing on my own personal energy. They are not going to physically harm me. These cryptids, I don't know.
Don't you want to know though?
No.
I do.
I in fact do not.
Let's go camping.
Go camping, have fun. See you later, alligator. No, we have a really good friend from Australia. His name is Sausage. Not his real name. That's his Australian name because they all have nicknames.
Wait. Yes, you have to explain. And I have learned this because there's Skippy or whomever who I hear about all the time.
Fleety.
Same thing.
But so in Australia, everyone gives each other nicknames in different capacities. Like my husband's real name is Tom. He's American Tex. That's a nut story for another day. But in Australia, they call him Dugong, which is the name for a sea manatee. Yes, and his came from him diving underwater and saving someone's watch like a sea manatee. Anyways, this guy Sausage looked like a sausage as a kid because he was like fat with no neck apparently. This is what I've heard. If you hear this, also his other nickname is Porridge. I apologize. Anyways, and so his nickname is Sausage. Anyways, he's obsessed with Bigfoot, and last time he was here visiting, he was like, let's go squatching. So I promised him the next time he comes back to town, I'd go squatching with him.
I'm down. I'm here for it. I got the stuff.
I don't think I want to do it, though.
You have to.
I'll
promised.
just send you guys on your merry way. I found you a friend, Porridge. Go with her.
Adios.
Adios, amigos.
I'd be down for that. I want to know. I want to know all the things.
I am curious, but I also feel like if I'm going, I want to stay in a trailer where I have like some kind of safety. I can't just be in a tent.
I've had friends in the Pacific Northwest that have said they were in trailers and there was something that came and rocked the trailer.
I'm down with a trailer being rocked. I'm not down with it at all. I mean, like, that feels safety to me. A tent feels like I'm going to die.
I mean...
So what would happen to my tent if the trailer's being rocked?
Ripped apart.
So, yeah, I'll take a trailer. Yeah, exactly. I'll take a trailer.
So I'm not going to spend too much time on Bigfoot because everybody knows pretty much who Bigfoot is. But there's Bigfoot and there's Sasquatch. And do you know the difference between the two?
I'm going to guess that I don't.
I mean, they're pretty much the same thing. It's just different regions.
Okay.
Which we hear Bigfoot and Sasquatch interchanged all the time. Then we also hear Yeti, which that is completely different.
Right.
A Yeti is completely different. But so North America has Bigfoot and Sasquatch.
Okay.
Down here in the lower 48, we have Bigfoot because we simple like that.
Duh.
But the Canadian version of Bigfoot is Sasquatch. And that has an even longer history than our Bigfoot has.
Which I feel like I trust them Canadians.
Mm-hmm. So in the 1920s, a John Green and Ivan Sanderson was one of the founders of the name cryptozoology.
Okay.
Like, he's one of the ones that started it.
He's the OG.
Mm-hmm. They did a bunch of research up in this region because there were so many sightings, and they spent time with the Chehalis tribe.
Yep.
Which we know very well.
Yeah, that's right around this area.
They're very prominent in the area, and they told them about the creature called Sasquatch.
Okay.
So that is the difference. One is a First Nations mention of the creature, and one is, well, it's got big feet.
So it must be a Bigfoot.
Yep.
That makes sense.
That's the difference.
All right.
That's
okay.
the difference. So
that makes sense.
that's Bigfoot.
Okay.
Okay. Have you ever heard of a Wendigo?
A holiday hoobie whatty?
So a Wendigo is actually going to tie into our last episode just a little bit.
Okay, like it's a werewolf.
Nah, kind of. But
Okay.
remember, I mean, if you listen to our last episode, you heard how most cultures have some sort of shape-shifting creature.
Yes.
So a Wendigo is a creature from the Great Plains area, so like the middle of the country, also goes up into Canada. And I'm really using my hands here, and this is not a visual medium.
We got a camera rolling, so it's fine.
So a Wendigo is a cannibalistic monster that preys on the weak and socially disconnected.
What the fuck? So, like, it eats homeless people?
So if you were part of a community, if you were a native and part of a tribe, they did not want you
Got it.
to be...
Socially disconnected that way. Okay, I thought you were meaning, like, people who are no longer... Okay, that makes sense.
Like
people who are off the grid, kind of.
If they didn't want to be a part of the community, you were like, what the heck? What the heck? So they would tell these stories to try to prevent people from being that way. A lot of the versions of the legend, it's a human becomes a Wendigo because his or her spirit is corrupted by greed. Okay. So there's kind of a couple different, like, cautionary tales associated with a Wendigo. Okay, so I sent you some pictures. So, it was said that a person who kind of distanced themselves from society or was greedy or whatever would go off on their own, and a possessed prowling spirit during a moment of weakness would, eat you.
Perfect. So I will tell you from these images that I have gotten, it looks like it's basically a skull with antlers, and its body is that of like a
kind of real thin
skull,
skeleton,
gangly, but like also muscly, kind of with really long hands and arms, and on like all of them are sitting on top of skulls and bones. So
we're gonna post these pictures on Instagram.
Yeah, we're gonna have everything we talk about today. We're gonna have on our Instagram, so you can go check us out at Lunatic Soup Podcast. Right, that's our Instagram.
Yep.
And go look at that. You can see all the pictures, what we're talking about. But this looks creepy as fuck. Just saying.
Mm-hmm. Its eyes were said to be sunken and glowing like hot coals. That's how it was described.
It looks like they're like sunken inside of a skull. Like it literally is like a skull face with the eyes are inside of the
antlers.
skull.
Don't forget the antlers.
Yeah, there's antlers for sure.
The Wendigo was said to have supernatural powers such as heightened sight and smell, and it was able to have super strength and go the speed of the wind.
Are people still like researching this as...
No, this is more lore and legend.
I was just about to say, this seems more lore and legend than like Bigfoot, where there's like, people are saying there's actual sightings, but...
Yes, this is more lore and legend, but there are still people currently that say that they find a Wendigo. Like a lot of people that go out into the woods say they see a creature that resembles a Wendigo.
I will say that in my time of spirituality, that a lot of things that I have like learned and heard is that if you put enough thought into something, it manifests. And so like... with anything, you can manifest something out of nothing if enough people believe it.
I agree 100%. So if you're going out there in the woods looking for something, you might just actually find it.
Yep.
So the first recording of a Wendigo, like, let's be real, we've talked about this before, the first European recording.
Yes, we know what that is.
Was in the 17th century, and a missionary was in Canada, which is now Quebec. And they found a local woman who said... the indigo had eaten her friend. And they were down by the river, and he would come and eat them regularly.
This is very much giving off Australian, the dingo ate my baby.
It so is!
You know what that is?
Oh, I know what
like
that
a woman,
is.
Like where she said the dingo ate her baby, but I'm pretty sure she killed her baby or something. Like,
I mean, that's more in the true crime. That's more in the true crime.
It is, but
region,
but that's like I'm saying, it's like... people but it was also the werewolf shit that we talked about last weekend, where people like literally would kill kids and blame it on werewolves. That's the vibe. It's the vibe I'm getting.
It's the vibe. I mean, I think that's fair. I think that's fair to say that people would use cryptids as an excuse for either their bad behavior or their society's bad behavior.
Right.
Which is stupid.
Duh.
Don't do that.
Because Bigfoot's fucking real.
Bigfoot is? Hell yeah! Do you know how much Bigfoot merchandise I own?
I strongly believe Bigfoot's real.
We're going to do a whole episode just on Bigfoot because, let's be real, he's an interdimensional being.
Yeah.
And that's why you don't find Bigfoot corpses, because they just go home.
We could talk about this for a long time. Can you guys tell?
I love Bigfoot.
I know. Well, we got it.
Okay, moving on.
Another episode. We can't get too much into our love for Bigfoot.
This is a campfire. Campfire stories. Moving on.
Okay.
Look at your next picture.
Oh, God damn it.
This is Colossal Claude.
Colossal Claude. Got it.
He is said to be a sea monster spotted near the Columbia River in Oregon, so a little bit south of us. I love the Columbia River,
Yeah,
by the way.
Columbia River basically is on the border of Washington and Oregon. Essentially, well, it is the border, isn't it?
It is the border.
But doesn't it go up through Washington slightly as well? Or does it?
Yeah. But like the Hood River.
Yeah.
Like Hood River, Oregon is one of my favorite places to go to.
Yeah,
and you
it's
guys,
beautiful.
Oh, you know what? They have some awesome windsurfing there. We should go.
Yeah, my uncle does it all the time out there. Actually, when they drive up to Canada, they always stop and they windsurf there. He's a great windsurfer.
I've wanted to windsurf since I was a little girl. Like, I remember seeing windsurfers when I was a little girl, and I wanted to
on the lake we have in Canada.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, we have all the windsurfing stuff there. Anyways, story for another day.
So when am I going?
I don't know. We got to figure that out.
We've talked about this a lot, and it's still not happening.
You have 4 kids, and you have to be able to be off the grid.
Done.
Same. See you later. Anyways, all right.
Bye.
Colossal Claude. He looks like to me, well, the one he's blowing water out of his mouth with these flippers. He doesn't look scary to me at all.
I want to put that one on social media because that one's kind of adorable.
He is. He looks cute. He looks like he'd be a good time.
He does. He does. So Colossal Claude is said to be between, I mean, this is kind of a big range, 15 and 40 feet.
Okay.
That's a huge range with an 8-foot-long neck, a round tan body like a snake, horse, or camel.
Snake, horse, or camel.
And the head of
similar though. They have like a snout.
Yeah, the head of a serpent. That's what it says. It's kind
I'm
of
essentially
everything.
going with this looks like a Loch Ness monster.
I feel like we just threw a lot into the pot.
God damn you, Loch Ness monster. Did you ever watch
What?
South Park?
No.
Oh, I knew it.
I'm sorry. I've seen certain episodes.
There was this one episode where Chef, the Loch Ness monster, kept knocking on his door, and he's like, "God damn you, Loch Ness monster! I ain't got no tree fitty."
Okay, add that to our movie night list.
And I also, that's South Park. It's an episode. I'll show you in a clip on YouTube.
It.
I also, in Napoleon Dynamite, which is your favorite movie that you hated.
That I fell asleep to twice in this movie theater.
He did an episode, or he did a fucking book report on the Loch Ness monster, and I used to have a Loch Ness monster t-shirt. I love Loch Ness monster with the flippers. He has the flippers. Anyways, Colossal Claude, though. So he's a water dragon with flippers.
A water dragon. He was last seen in 1937 by a crew that was going through the Hood River.
So he did.
He did. He hasn't been seen since 1937.
Okay.
Which, I mean, if you think about it, it was almost 100 years ago. Good God.
Holy shit. Yeah, right.
14, 15, so in 13 years,
So we're
that
going
will
to
be
call it a
100 years
solid
ago.
that Colossal Claude is a extinct.
I think Colossal Claude is no more.
Or was a pile of logs.
Or it was a pile of logs. Some other explanation was that he was a jellyfish or whale. Because, whales and sharks and stuff do go into that river.
Right. They can swim up with if it's still like the combination of salt and fresh water.
Because it's comes off of the Pacific Ocean. It's gorgeous country.
It's a huge river too. It's like massive. You feel like you're on the ocean when you're on it. Like,
and there's these huge giant cliffs. It's gorgeous. It's
beautiful.
Absolutely stunning.
Yep.
But so they could be a jellyfish or a whale. Or another theory is that it's a surviving. Oh man, I think I'm too tipsy for this one.
Spit it out.
Plesiosaur.
It's
dinosaur.
I was just about to say, is that the good word for a dinosaur? An old school dinosaur from back in the
day?
day?
An old sea dinosaur.
Perfect. A
there
sea dino.
Yep, a sea dino.
That's what you were trying to say, wasn't it?
Yep, exactly.
Yep, I figured it out for you. You're welcome.
Thank you, Raina.
I know. I'm so good at making vocabulary easy.
Okay, our next one is near and dear to my heart. This is a big claim for me to make.
Okay.
This might be my absolute favorite cryptid of all time. Bigfoot, Jersey Devil, and this. They're kind of
Then I know where this is going because I only hear you talk about 3. I know what it is. But I also, let me just also preface this, that I don't actually know what it is personally. I just have heard you talk about it a billion times.
And I have the sweatshirt.
Yes.
And maybe we'll tag where I got the sweatshirt.
Go for it.
Because it's Strangeology on Instagram.
Yeah.
They're amazing. They're from my neck of the woods in Vermont.
Vermont.
All
right, what is it?
It is the Fresno Nightcrawler. I love the Fresno Nightcrawler.
Oh my God.
So here's the thing. I think this is why I love...
So it's a pair of pants?
Pair of pants, man. It is a pair of pants from Fresno, California region. The Fresno Nightcrawler, they appear to be kind of short creatures. And there's some video...
It literally looks like white legs with feet, but
like a pair of like wide pants.
That has to be photoshopped.
Why? No, if you watch the video, it is a like CCTV like security video, right? And if you watch the video, all of a sudden there's these pants that come walking, like they just start walking across the field, and then there's these even smaller little pants that come walking across the field.
We will watch the video, and I will report back on my honest opinion on this in like a TikTok or a Instagram reel, because this looks like some bullshit.
They're my favorite. They're extremely thin, white, humanoid with no discernible arms. There's no arms.
It's a ghosty.
They're pants. It's like they have kind of a webbing connecting them on their knees and torso. So it's like, what's that thing where you jump out of an airplane and...
Skydiving?
Yeah, but what's that thing that keeps you from dying?
A parachute?
A parachute. It's like parachute pants. It's like parachute pants. You had a pair of parachute pants back in the early aughts, didn't you?
Well, yeah, I sure fucking did.
I had green ones. They were my favorite.
Do you realize they're back in style right now? Do you realize this? I saw them at Target the other day.
I don't think I can handle this.
Parachute pants, low-rise parachute pants are back in style.
Low-rise anything should be banned.
No, I agree. You guys, I just got on the high-waisted jeans front, like, for the love of God. And let me be clear, I wasn't running around in low-waisted jeans. It was like the average, like...
medium.
No one wants to see my love handles and mom gut, and here we are, we're doing it.
Hey, stop. Mom handles and love gut are amazing.
I think it was the opposite.
Whatever. I feel like these pants could handle the love handles.
They probably fucking could, you're right. But yeah, parachute pants should not have been allowed back in, and...
yeah, here we are.
Here we are. Ugh.
So this creature is said to be tall and gray. I mean, in the video it looks like a white pair of parachute pants. No arms.
You guys, we are going to post pictures of this, and we are also going to be posting the video of whatever the fuck she is talking about with our my reaction to it, because I have not seen this. I don't know. And by these pictures, it looks like a bunch of bullshit to me, but I will...
you have to watch the video.
I will watch the video, and I trust you because I do know that this is your expertise, but like, the fuck is this?
Amazing. Amazing is what it is. So it's been caught on camera a couple of times in the Fresno area.
Right, which I do know that, which is the only reason why I'm giving it any kind of like... meh. It could be real.
So there was a point in time where Sci-Fi's fact or faked paranormal files went in to research this to see if it was fact or fake.
And what they say.
They came back with unexplainable.
Oh.
So.
Which, again, that goes back to, I don't know. There's a lot. Anyways, continue.
It could be a hoax. Like, there's some people that say it was puppeteered.
Right, but like one person's devoting their life to being the Fresno night crawler, white crawler. Well, they are white, but yeah, night crawler. Like that seems bullshit.
I would do that.
Just devote your life to being a cryptid.
Why not?
To make other people believe you're real.
Why not?
I mean, I guess.
Does it bring you joy? It brings me joy.
True.
I bought the T-shirt, literally.
Yeah, but it brings you joy to buy the T-shirt and believe in it, not to fake it. You deceive.
But it would bring other people joy.
Fucked up.
Again, Strangeology. Go buy their stuff. They're Vermonters. Okay, moving on. The next one up is called the Bat Squatch. Go look at your little pictures that I sent you.
Good Lord. Mm-hmm. That's like a flying Sasquatch.
Exactly. That is exactly what it looks like. A Bat Squatch, it's a mythical flying creature.
God, it almost looks like a fucking werewolf.
It does. It's kind of a mixture of a primate with wings and sometimes little bat ears and a little bat nose, and it's primarily seen around Mount St. Helens, which isn't far from here.
Yeah, that's not far at all. It's like, what, 4 hours-ish?
Not even. Have you gone to the Mount St. Helens, like the ape caves?
No.
Oh my gosh. The ape caves are amazing. You go up to Mount St. Helens. I went there with my friend, and there are these caves. They're literally tunnels that go for a couple of miles under the ground.
Mount St. Helens?
Next to it. But yeah. So what happened was there was lava, like a long, 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 long time ago, and it created these tunnels. The lava created these tunnels, and it hardened. So now you have these hollowed tunnels.
Were you not afraid Bat Squatch was going to come out and eat you?
I was not.
Did you even know about Bat Squatch at the time?
Yes, I did. I very much did. But when you go in there, you have to bring lanterns and we at one point.
Shit, it's probably pitch black.
But when I went, I thought maybe there would be some like skylights poking in, like holes up above. But there was one point when we were in there and like, let's turn the lights off. You've never seen such darkness in your life.
No, thank you.
It was amazing. And the ape caves are said that because there was a team that went up there, like I think it was back in the 30s. This is not in my notes. This is just from my brain.
Yeah.
And there was this kerfuffle with a ape-like creature.
Oh.
Yeah.
The Bat Squatch.
It could be the Bat Squatch.
It's his domain, his
territory. It is his domain. So that's what we should go there. We should go down into the ape caves.
Or we could not.
Look, Rana, if we're going to work together, I mean...
Look, I think I've made this very clear. Ghosty things, I'll go hunting. Anything that might bite my head off, I'm solid on not trying to find.
What do you think? I mean, a ghost could, like...
What?
Take over? I don't know.
What could it do?
I don't know.
Terrify me?
Yes.
Mentally corrupt me?
Heart attack.
Perfect. Bat Squatch, rip my guts out. I'm solid over here.
Truth.
That's terrifying.
It is. It is pretty scary. But the bat caves.
To the Bat Cave.
The ape caves are pretty cool. If you're in the Mount St. Helens region, I would highly suggest going to them. Cannot wait to go back. It was amazing.
It sounds like it would be a very cool thing to see. I actually would like to see it. I just am not going there for looking for a Bat Squatch.
I don't want to go look for Bat Squatch.
I'm not squatching.
But let's go check out the ape caves. Okay, that'd be pretty cool. Next on our list, okay. I do love this one. One of my best friends actually lives in Ohio, which is why this one's near and dear to my heart. This is called the Loveland Frogman, and this is from Ohio, and the pictures are amazing.
It's a actual, you guys, this is a frog man. Well, it's a frog that is as tall as a man.
It's a humanoid frog described as standing about 4 feet tall from Loveland, Ohio. So the story was in the 70s, this became a thing because people were out and they saw this thing on the side of the road, and it was like a frog standing on 2 legs, walking around like a dude.
Mr. Toad. Mr. Toad's Wild Ride.
Ichabod and Mr. Toad. I've seen that.
Yes.
And they actually sent the cops out there to take a look, and this is the account. There was multiple people that had similar.
Was this a one-off, or is this like a multiple?
No, it happened. It happened multiple times, and it was a consistent description of a frogman. But there was actually the most recent report of the Loveland Frogman was in 2016.
Damn.
Yeah, right?
Were they drunk and stoned?
Probably.
Oh, shit.
Nobody knows. But it's really a part of, like, Cincinnati and Ohio folklore.
Uh-huh.
And there's, like I said, there's multiple legends, multiple reports. There's a musical.
About the Frogman?
Loveland Frogman. It is the Loveland Frogman, the musical. Maybe we should add that to movie night.
I'll think about it. I'm probably good on that.
A few of these, and we're good to go.
Perfect. Let's do it.
But if you look at the picture, Raina, would you describe this?
Well,
this is my favorite.
It's literally a frog on the side of the road that's taller than a barrier, and he looks like he's trying to grab someone's titties. If I were to describe it, his hands out like he's like about to grab some low-hanging
honk,
fruit.
honk.
I'm just saying.
He's up on 2 legs.
Yeah.
And he's kind of going.
Oh, that's the description you were looking for? He's up on 2 legs?
He's up on 2 legs. Walking around like a man. Walking around like a man. But he's on the barrier, and he's kind of like head over his shoulder, like, looking back at you kind of seductively.
Yeah,
like.
that's why I said he's going for some titties. Is there what does he do? What do they do?
Nothing. They just see him. They just see him. Some people say that maybe it's like an iguana that got loose, because iguanas can get 4 feet.
Big.
Like they can get pretty big.
Maybe a Komodo dragon.
Komodo?
That's what I said.
Oh man, I mean, if it got out from a zoo, maybe, but they're not. They ain't from around here.
You never know.
You never know. You never know. I saw a parrot once in my backyard, like the
one that got out of someone's house was flying around.
Oh, so you know this story? We live in the same neighborhood.
No. I don't know the story. I'm assuming if we're seeing a parrot in the Pacific Northwest that it is not native.
Washington.
Good old Washington. Yeah.
No, but he's like. I remember that I told somebody that there's this parrot in my backyard, and they go, "Oh, I saw this on social media. Start singing the Addams Family song; it'll sing back to you."
Shut up.
That's what they told me. The bird had already flown away at that point, but that's what they told me.
It's like what dreams are made of.
I know, right? Bump, bump.
God, that'd be legit.
Would have been amazing. Next up, this
Onward.
one's hilarious. She just looked at the picture.
I already saw it.
She
what
scrolled.
The shit?
She scrolled.
Okay.
Welcome to the Mongolian Death Worm.
Well, I can tell you 10 out of 10, this looks like something from Star Wars, or what movie is it where they... Okay, but is it... What movie is it? It's like a sci-fi movie where...
Tremors.
What is it?
Tremors. Kevin Bacon?
No, that's not it. What it reminds me of off the top of my head after
She's
looking at this is only going to be people who read ACOTAR. No, is it ACOTAR?
Yeah, that's what I thought of when I Court of Thorns and Roses. Yeah, the book that's exactly what I thought of.
Farah, right? Farah is running from this worm thing, but also it comes from another movie where they like cut it and it has all of its mouth and it's eating. It's gonna come to me.
Tremors.
But also, I realize I can't say it again because last time I fucked up Harry Potter, and now I'm gonna have another movie buffs after me all the time.
Tremors.
It's not Tremors. I haven't seen Tremors.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Because that's very close to what this is.
Yeah, but this isn't. I know it from a different movie, and it's gonna come to me eventually, like it always does. In
Middle
a moment
of the night,
being saying squirrel. No, at the end of the episode, and then I'll have to bring us back. Anyways, but this is terrifying. It has like rows of teeth, and it looks like it's gonna eat your whole face.
Mm-hmm. So the Mongolian death worm is described as a large intestine-like worm, and it exists in the Gobi Desert.
That picture looks real.
It's terrifying. It's
God,
terrifying.
What movie is this from? It's gonna kill me. Oh, Beetlejuice.
Oh, you're thinking of that?
Yes.
You hate sandworms.
I I've not seen tremors, but so I was like, but there also is another one where people are in the middle of a desert and it pops out of, and they're running. It's like I want to say it's like Chris Pratt, or it's like Brendan Fraser from The Mummy, or like something, and there's like a sand thing chasing them. There's a movie in the middle of like a desert, and it's not Tremors, because I haven't seen that movie. Anyways.
But I get it. Sandworms from Saturn.
Yes.
You hate sandworms, I hate sandworms too.
I don't know the quote, but yeah.
How many times have you seen Beetlejuice?
Like 20.
Okay, so you should know this.
But I don't know it like you and my husband do.
Again, back to
Fucking
that.
weirdos. I only know the scene where they sing the Day-o, Day-o, and then the hand grabs them, the hand and
the shrimp hand.
Yeah. Anyways, continue.
So the Mongolian Death Worm is said to reside in the Gobi Desert. However, there's no evidence found to support this. This is just word of mouth.
Yeah, I feel like 10 out of 10 he does not exist.
American paleontologists that have talked to locals about this, and the locals swear. They swear that this is a real thing.
Okay.
Okay.
I do believe local stuff though. Like I don't know. If you live in an area and it's something that everyone has seen, I feel like that is more legit than like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, why not? They know more than anything else what's there, right?
Yeah, I agree.
So in 1922, the Prime Minister of Mongolia did describe what a Mongolian death worm looked like. Ready?
Yeah.
It is shaped like a sausage.
A sausage with teeth.
It has no head nor tail, and it is so poisonous that merely to touch it means instant death.
Damn.
It lives in the most desolate part of the Gobi Desert.
Well, don't go there. You'll die.
So why not?
I
mean, why couldn't it exist if we don't go out there? How the heck would we know?
It's the same with Sasquatch theories, man.
Yeah, but that's the last sightings ever was in the 1950s. It'd been a while.
Well, it's extinct.
It could be extinct
Or
again.
the portal it was coming out of closed.
Ooh, that's right. We're the big believer in the portals. Interdimensional travel.
I strongly believe in that.
Yeah, so Mongolian Death Worm. That one's a funny one. It's a sausage.
Love it.
Sausage.
It's a sausage.
That could kill you.
We were talking about a lot of sausages in this podcast episode.
Why not?
Love a good sausage.
There are so many creatures out there that just have been undiscovered, and that's what a cryptid is. It's a creature that is undiscovered. There are a bunch of previous cryptids that we know now are actual creatures. Do you know of any that you can think of off the top of your head? That could
Creatures that are now
actually scientifically discovered.
I only know one off the top of my head because you mentioned it to me once before, and it's my favorite, is a platypus.
A platypus.
Because I saw one in real life.
Yes.
I saw one when I was living in Australia. Mm-hmm. Yeah, at a wildlife preserve or reserve or whatever it was, but I saw a real life platypus.
And they used it because it's so many different parts put into one. They used to think that it was...
They got like poisonous darts on their like little...
Which I didn't know about until recently.
Flippy thing.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Their beaver tail.
So cute, though. A Komodo dragon was once thought to be a cryptid. We already said platypus. An okapi, which is said to be an African
ones are
unicorn.
wild. Yes, those we'll put that in with like
do a picture. We'll
do a picture because I saw a picture of that and I did not even believe that was a real life animal.
Right. It's said to be a combination of a zebra, donkey, deer, antelope, and has the genetic links to a giraffe.
Yeah, but it looks kind of like a giraffe face. Though that one's wild because I can see how that one was a cryptid because it looks not believable.
And again, cryptid to Europeans.
Yes, right.
Because the locals obviously always knew that
they existed.
existed.
And I think that is something that, like, to hammer into everyone's brains is a lot of this stuff is, like, locals know these things are real.
They know these things exist.
And this is, like, when white people come along and discover their land and then we decide that, like, they see something one time and are like, oh, it could have been something, but it could be fake. And then it turns out to be real.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Another one was the kraken, which is a giant squid. They said to be like 43 feet long. They weren't photographed until 2004.
And that's up here in the PNW.
Mm-hmm. We have
those.
A great hockey team.
Yes, the Kraken.
The Kraken.
We're doing good right now, right?
We're doing really good right now.
We're about to kill it.
Yes, we are.
It's our first year, too.
Second year.
That's what I said.
Mm-hmm. This one surprised me. A gorilla used to be considered a cryptid.
Yep.
Because Europeans did not see a cryptid until 1847. That's not a long time.
Yeah. But again, that's like people in Africa obviously knew gorillas were real.
Gorillas were real. 1902 was the first time a mountain gorilla was seen. This one is near and dear to your heart.
Oh, dear.
Kangaroo.
Oh. Mm-hmm. A kangaroo.
A kangaroo. It was said to be a monstrous creature with the head of a fox, the hands of a man, the tails of a monkey, and a bag used to carry its young.
It sounds about right.
Yeah.
They'll literally punch you in the face, too, if you're not careful. Just kidding. They'll kick you.
They'll kick you. But it wasn't until the 1770s, so the late 1700s, that they actually, like,
and let me just guess, like, the
real.
white people came to Australia.
Yeah. Explorers came down when they were mapping the coast of Australia.
And because they'd never seen anything like that in Europe, they're like, this is fake.
But again, the Aboriginal people always knew that kangaroos existed.
Right. They were all real.
They were there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, seeing a kangaroo in real life is pretty solid.
I want to see a kangaroo in real life.
They're legit. But seeing them in real life, we used to have them in our backyard in Australia because we lived in the middle of nowhere.
That's insane to me.
Also, have run over one or two with a car. Not me personally.
Raina.
I mean, actually, I did hit one. I had a rhubarb on the front. It's not. I didn't hit it on purpose. When it's at night, they just jump in front of your car.
Deer? Is it like a deer?
Yes, it's literally like hitting a deer. Also, in the Pacific Northwest, this is gonna make everyone super sad. When you see, like, dead raccoons or, like, possums on the side of the road.
Okay, but I hate possums.
Okay, but do you want to know what you see in Australia?
What?
Koalas.
No!
They also have possums, but you see a lot of dead koalas.
But possums are a lot cuter than opossums.
Oh, possums in Australia are adorable.
They're adorable.
Adorable. The ones here are fucking vicious looking.
Possums here are like from The Princess Bride, like the rodents of unusual size.
Yeah, yeah.
They're small.
They're terrifying.
They're horrible.
But no, my little sister came to visit me in Australia, and we were driving up the freeway, and she was like so excited to be there, and she was like, "Is that a dead? Is that a dead koala?" And I was like, "Oh."
Because here they're like cuddly. Like, oh.
But then it's the same when Australians come here. They don't have raccoons there, and they see the little trash pandas. They see them in the movies and the things.
Australia has cuddly koalas. We have trash pandas.
Sweet, no, those koalas are not the fuck cuddly.
I hear they could rip your face off.
And they have chlamydia, so, stay away.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's like a common known thing there?
Yes.
I did not know that. Oh, that's it. That's what we have for our first Cryptid Campfire.
Yes.
I think that was pretty solid. Like, we went through some good ones, some unknown ones, some known ones.
Yeah.
It was good.
I think with the last episode, too, and with this episode, we honestly want to hear if anybody has their own stories that relate to this, and even if it doesn't relate to this specifically, relates to anything unknown. We would love to hear, like...
Spooky.
Yeah, spooky, anything
witchy.
Ghost, witchy, anything that is, like, supernatural, but also, like, if you have a Bigfoot story, if you have, like, if your grandpa has a Colossal Claude story, do you have, like, something, like, tell us about it. We want to hear
Everything.
it. And we're not here to make fun of it. We honestly just want to share it because it's
I
fun to
hear
expand
everything.
And hear all of your input on it, too. Like, do you think it's real? Do you think it's bullshit? Are you, like, these bitches are losing their goddamn mind? Yes. Well, yes, we are.
Well, we're lunatics.
Yes, we're clearly lunatics.
I mean, that's the whole premise why we started this.
Yes. So let us know if you do. Email us. Go to our socials at lunaticsouppodcast@gmail.com.
Email us all your stories because while we have the Cryptid Campfires now, we do want to do listener tales at some point.
Yeah, we would love to.
And we need your stories to do that.
Also, if you have a great cider that you think we should feature, let us know.
Yeah.
We are also on Instagram and TikTok. Probably going to get on Facebook, which I'm fighting, but I feel like we just have to do it, and probably a Twitter.
That's you, man.
We're also on Lunatic Soup Podcast on Instagram and TikTok. And, we're very entertaining over there, so you should just check us out.
Some people think so. Our TikTok is actually pretty hilarious. You guys need to go check it out. That's all Raina. That is all Raina.
I just make Meg do whatever. I'm like, Meg, you got to come over.
Grab
We got to make a TikTok.
and run around the corner. That's all you have to do.
My husband got such a good one of us the other week, though. If you go look at both of our social medias, there's one where it's like we're looking at a phone and a guy walks past and we both start our reaction.
My facial features on that
one. And it was so funny. All right. Well, we covered it all.
We covered a snippet. We're going to have more Cryptid Campfires.
Yeah.
This was a snippet. There's so many more. I'm so excited to go into more. This is probably going to be my favorite type of episodes.
And mine are going to be what we're getting into next week.
Which is?
The spooky. The ghosties. I think we're going ghosty next week?
We're going ghosty.
Yeah.
We're going ghosty.
Going
so
ghosties.
we've given you monsters. We've given you cryptids.
And now we're going to go ghosties.
Now we're going to go ghosties.
So that is what I'm the most excited about.
I'm very excited about that because we've both had experiences.
Yep.
So, yeah, we're giving you little snippets of, not little snippets, full-blown episodes of what we're going to be going over. And we're going to have some witchy episodes. It's going to be awesome.
We're excited.
Great.
So, thank you guys for tuning in. And
next week, remember, we're only going to get bigger and better.
Bigger and better, and get a glass of lunatic soup. And,
Not if you're driving.
No, but when you get home.
When you get home.
All right. Cheers, y'all. We'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.